Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got a Four of Pentacles. This is very stable, very safe, very secure. This is, I think, a good home base, right? We might be talking about the home. We might be talking about the need for us to adventure outside the home, right? Because sometimes the fours are a box that we might keep ourselves in. Right. Let's put this into some context. I also feel like you're just recovering from some sort of a mechanical injury. If you sprained your ankle or something or twisted a knee, I feel like that's kind of coming back together and you're starting to feel like your old self again. Right. And I think that's really great. Let's see what else we've got going on. We've got some justice or adjustment. To me, that's kind of weighing options, perhaps. Two of Pentacles, considering some change. A Two of Swords, also considering some change. A Nine of Swords, interesting, okay. To me, I kind of feel like this Nine of Swords is us thinking, look, I've limited myself too long. I'm done kind of staying inside and being sick. I'm ready to go outside again. And maybe this is really the feeling of, having sprained the ankle or twisted the knee and you've been laid up for a couple days and it's just starting to feel icky, right? And you're ready to get out and start getting back to living your life. Yeah. So I feel like that Nine of Swords is, it's kind of like a card that says, we can't stay where we are too long because look, all these sharp daggers are falling down on our heads. We've got to get going. I don't mean that literally. It's a metaphor for this sense of urgency, this sense like I just can't sit here another minute longer. I want to get outside. I want to do something. Maybe it's really cold and frozen and snowy where you are. Maybe the temperatures are so bad that you can't go outside. Right? Maybe that's a little bit of cabin fever we're feeling. Yeah, I can relate to that for sure. Let's keep going here. Got our Five. This is heating things up. This is us kind of taking control and really reaching out and grasping what we want. Oh, and look at that. That's some really good Leo energy. That's the lust or strength card. That's the kind of passion and heat that you're looking for in your life. And we've got a Prince of Cups, a Five. Oh, okay, a Five of Swords. All right. And a Princess of Pentacles. Princess of Pentacles really is telling me that if this is your house, if this is your domain, if this is, if this is the safety and security that you feel now, we can expand this out to reach the whole, this is like your yard, this is the neighborhood, this is the state, the city, the country, the world that you're in, right? And this is kind of saying that everywhere can be our home. If this is where we feel comfortable and safe and secure, well, let's make the entire world feel like home to us, right? And so I think at the end of the day, that's really what you're doing is you're realizing that you can feel at home anywhere. Yeah. A lot of stuff going on here. I see that there are some financial changes happening in your life. I feel that you're starting to kind of do some different things with your money. Now, when we see this justice or adjustment card, makes me feel like there's some sort of a contract or some sort of a you're signing some papers for something, right? And I don't know if it's a job thing, if it's maybe it's a job resignation, but you're signing something. And maybe it's for a car, maybe it's for a house or a loan, maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe you're selling something, buying something, but you're signing. Yeah. Let's do the mystery card before I forget. I have forgotten before, and I don't want to do that again. So we're going to select one random card here from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We're going to set it down here. We're going to put Jimbo, a.k.a. Mr. Lizard, a.k.a. the Lizard King, right there on top of that mystery card. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end. So Virgo, don't even ask. Okay? We're saving it. But it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, or you have a hunch, put it down in the comments. Yeah, let's make it an interactive group exercise of intuition. All right. Now, back to where we were. We have 2 major arcana cards. And that really is, it's telling me that maybe this, whatever you're signing, whatever commit, maybe this is just kind of you like making this commitment to something, right? Weighing the options and saying, yes, I'm ready, here's my signature. That, I think, is really going to allow you a lot more of this kind of creative freedom in your life. Maybe you're getting out of a contract, like, maybe you've been under contract creatively, and now you're free of that, right? Because maybe that's the swords that are kind of looming over your head, was the idea that somebody else is kind of calling the shots, or somebody else has some sort of creative control. But now, with that Luster Strength card, this is all you, right? This is all you. I'm also, Spirit's telling me, I keep hearing, cast the runes, right? Cast the runes. I don't know if you do, like, if you know the runes, if you use them, if you cast them. I keep hearing that. I don't know if that's something that you do or something that you should be doing. There's some connection there with the runes, okay? And maybe that's part of your decision-making process, right, is maybe divination altogether. In general, the 2 of Swords back here. Well, let me just continue. We have 2 major arcana energies. We've got fire. We've got water. We've got some air. We do have some air. And we've got our earth energies, right? So we've got a pretty decent balance of things. There's not a lot of water energy, but the water that you have is in the position of the environment. So I think there's also new opportunities for intimacy in your future. Okay, so it's really, we're really changing a lot of things in our life right now. And I think it's really all coming from this 2 of Swords. This isn't just the intellectual decision, the rational, logical, I've done the math and I guess I should change some things in my life right now. No, this is intuitive. This is spiritual. This is the runes, right? Or tarot, or any other form of divination that you might be, that you might participate in, okay? I think that's how we're deciding these very important things in our life. We're using our logic, yes, of course. We've got the Libra energy, right? That's very logical, very official, very professional. But at the same time, you're understanding that sometimes the mind can play tricks on you. Yeah. Sometimes it can. Reminds me of a very good song I like from the 80s. This is understanding that we sometimes make logical, intellectual decisions, but then we have to validate that or confirm that or vet that decision with Spirit. Right? Through divination, through prayer, through meditation, through contemplation, whatever might be your thing, through the runes, right? Cast the runes. You have a decision that you come up with logically, cast the runes. I keep hearing that, cast the runes. And so I think that's important to you, is that validation from Spirit, that what you've come up with on your own logically, you want Spirit to check your work, right? That reminds me like I'm doing math or something in class, and then you think you got it right, but you're waiting for the professor, the teacher to come over and look and be like, you did it. You know, I remember that feeling being in any math class, and I'm not that good at math, so when I thought I had the answer and I was very excited, and then to get that kind of confirmation that, wow, I did it, it feels really good, you know? And I think it's kind of part of that with divination for you too, that you have this very practical and analytical, very left brain, very logical, very rational. You're very smart. You're a clever person. I think it's always good to then explore some other angles, get some different insights by consulting the I Ching or the tarot, by casting the runes. Yeah. And I think it's given you the confirmation that you need, and I think you're moving ahead with whatever this activity is, whatever this decision is that's going on here. The other thing, it's kind of strange, the other thing I'm getting with these two is I feel like you've got a recipe box with a lot of like old handwritten recipes in it. I don't know if that's something passed down. Was that like grandma's recipe box, or maybe it's not a box. I'm just seeing like a card file, like full of these recipe cards that are all handwritten. And I don't know if that's something that is kind of was passed down to you or just kind of ended up with you, right? And I wonder if you're adding to it. Have you been putting your own recipes in there, kind of maybe to leave for your own grandkids someday, something like that. But a lot of these handwritten recipes, I'm getting a lot of this kind of energy today. And so I feel like you're doing a lot of writing generally. I think you're signing something or getting out of some sort of contract, right? There's something going on there. I feel like you're writing, you're writing these recipes. I feel like maybe you're also keeping a journal, a daily kind of log of things. But I feel like it's not this journal. I don't feel like it is your feelings and thoughts and magical, mystical experiences or your musings or your fantasies or even your dreams. I think it's very logical. 11:15, went to the store. 11:30, got gas in the car. That sort of thing. I feel like it's very, very detailed. Some would call it mundane, but I feel like it's very thorough. It's very analytical. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of a Virgo thing to do. My rising sign is Virgo, and that makes sense to me. I do that. I like to write down kind of and then I could go back, 5, 10, 20 years and be like, oh, wow, on that day I went and got gas at that certain time. I mean, it's not very mind-blowing, but over time it gives you this kind of higher perception over the patterns of your life. It's like, wow, every day I went to the store, or every Saturday, 11:15, there I was at the grocery store. We can see our larger cycles in life through this. And so I think it's not just like something mundane that you just feel compelled to write down all the details of your day. I feel like it's part of a bigger picture for you. Yeah. Because then we can always look back and see how our life has evolved, see how we've gone through our cycles and stuff like that. And I feel like there is a lot of change coming your way. We've got that Four of Pentacles here. I think that there are changes coming in your finances. I think it's partly to do with this, whatever you're signing or unsigning, I guess, because it's opening up your freedom of expression, your freedom of creativity. It's allowing you to pursue other things in your life, primarily travel. I'm feeling a Northern Europe connection with you too. I don't know if that's where you're from, where you live, or if that's somewhere you're going to be traveling to. But a lot of change is in store. Here's the Two of Pentacles down beneath the surface. I think you've been ready for change for a long time. Yeah, I think you've been wanting change. You knew that these swords were coming down, and eventually you'd have to move on and get out from underneath this. This could be something that you've been waiting for a while. Yeah. But that change coming. Yeah. I think you're making a lot of moves in this particular direction. This is the instinct you feel. You make the logical kind of decision, check in with the runes, and now we're ready to move forward. Five of Wands. This is really you out there grasping what you need. This is you taking the initiative, and you've moved, right? This Four of Pentacles is, and by itself, is somebody who's not moving. We know we need change, but we're resisting change. Well, no, you're not resisting change. You're embracing it. You're making it happen. You are an active participant in your own destiny. And that, to me, is really, really special, right? And the Five of Wands is kind of a cautionary card, too. It says, don't run before you can walk. Don't try to force everything through. Don't start thinking that just because we were able to accomplish one thing, that now we're invincible, and now anything I want, I can just make it happen, right? We got to keep that in check a little bit. This is the Five of Wands. I like to say this is the reminder that we don't always have to be cranked up to 10. We don't always want the stove on, the highest high setting. We can go medium high sometimes, right? Sometimes we need to simmer. Yeah. And this is our way of being adaptable. You have this new, vibrant, exciting energy for this future that you are participating in. And so there's this eagerness, there's this enthusiasm and this confidence that comes with it. Let's be mindful of that, right? Let's keep that reeled in a little bit, right? Especially as we get to the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription if you haven't subscribed yet. Please do, totally free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, and it helps out the channel, and I really appreciate that. Okay. Luster Strength card, beautiful energy, very, very creative energy. This is magic. This is you realizing that you are in control of your fate and your destiny, right? This is you realizing that those things that are within your control, you have perfect control over it. And so it feels like you can reach up into the sky and pull down your dreams, that you can pluck the stars from the sky, right? And in a way you can. But this card is also a reminder that all we are able to control is ourselves, our reactions, and maybe some other stuff beyond that. But there's a limit to what we have any sort of influence over, right? And the biggest feat in life, the biggest obstacle, the biggest challenge is for us to just control ourselves, and that is the beast, right? It is our own appetites, it is our own constantly changing desires and appetites that we really have to try to get a handle on. It's our own reactions and responses. This beast has that instinct maybe to just scratch and claw and bite anything that comes close to it. Yeah. So maybe we really have to learn a bit of self-control, self-mastery. Yeah. And I think that this accomplishment of yours, being able to really be in control of yourself and feel that power, is unlocking so many doors for you. Yeah. And then we have to realize, too, that there are things beyond our control. And those things, as we see up here with the Five of Swords, those things are not really for us to worry about. And that is part of that's a big challenge for you right now. And we'll get back to the Prince of Cups here in just a minute, but let's talk about that, because the Five of Swords is about defeat. It's about feeling that we've lost. It's about feeling that somehow somebody else won, right? And that comes from this idea that I should be able to control everything, and so if something doesn't go my way, it feels like I was defeated. It feels like a loss to me. It hits our self-esteem, hits our ego. And this comes from the false belief that we can control everything. We can control the rising and setting of the sun if we wanted to. No, there are things outside of our control. And those are things that when they happen should not give us a feeling that we've been defeated or that we've lost or that we've been in a battle at all. Right? And this is a hard thing. Okay? Is to stop feeling like everything is a win or lose situation. Right? Especially those things that we don't have an influence over, that we can't control, that should not bother us, whichever way they go. Right? It's kind of part of that Stoic philosophy, I guess. I think this is a hard thing for a lot of us to deal with and to accept. Okay, but let's talk about the Prince of Cups. There is somebody that is coming into your life. There is more opportunity for romance, for intimate connection. Now, I know we hear romance, we start to think, okay, changing the channel. Well, it doesn't have to be romance, okay? But there's an opportunity for more intimate connections in your life. It could be friends, family, it could be work people, right? We just mean closer bonds, getting to know people personally. There might also be kind of a contemporary male energy in your life, someone about your age, that I feel like the relationship has been strained. Maybe this is someone that was in your life but is no longer, right? We could be going back to this signature thing. Maybe we've separated or split from someone, okay? And maybe this is kind of representing that person a little bit to give us a clue as to what we are separating from, what we are signing or unsigning or whatever. Could be a divorce, okay? I'm not predicting a divorce. If it is something that's true, you already know about it. But for some of you, I think it's kind of that separation. I also feel like this is being open to meeting new people, the chance for new love, new intimacy, new personal connections to come into your life. Do you have a collection of seashells, by the way? I'm seeing a table that's got a lot of seashells. It's covered in seashells. I don't know if the table is made that way, like glued to the top of the table, but I just see a lot of seashells on a table here. I don't know what that's about. It could be that those are memories of these very happy, kind of intimate times with someone. It could be. But I think the idea is we can have those moments again. Yeah. That those opportunities are there for us. Now, the final card that we didn't talk about too much yet is the Princess of Pentacles. And that is really like, that is the entire world being your home. You know, that's the idea that you can have everything that you want, that we're not limited to that box, that we're not, what am I trying to say? We shouldn't look at it as things that we deserve or don't deserve. Okay? Because I feel like there's part of that with you. And that Nine of Cups, I'm getting ahead of myself here. The Nine of Swords that we see there, that's still bothering me. So when I see this at the top, and then the Nine of Swords at the top on the other side, it makes me feel like somebody took this away from us, or somebody was trying to put this idea in our heads that we don't deserve everything and anything that we want. You know, that we don't deserve to have this kind of full and rich and meaningful life. And I don't know if it's part of this relationship or if that's just something that's coming through from childhood. But the Nine of Swords bugs me because it feels like these swords are kind of coming down, and I don't know why they're up there to begin with, right? I don't know why there's this feeling that this is my fate. Because see, without any of this other energy, all we have is someone who is standing there while all these things come down on them. And why aren't you moving? Right? You in particular are, because of all the other cards that we see, this is not happening for you. But otherwise, to anyone else, it's this feeling that you deserve these 9 swords coming down on you. For some reason, there's a refusal to get the heck out of the way. And maybe you've been refusing to get out of the way for a while, but now you're saying, I've had enough. I'm getting the heck out of here. Yeah. There's a real feeling of empowerment here. I'd like to check the mystery card. I'm wondering if that's going to be the Nine of Cups. That was a slip of the tongue. It was wishful thinking, really, on my part, to have a Nine of Cups here for you. Let's see what we might have. Obviously, I think Nine of Cups. But if we had any of the other water energies, I think that would be good. We could also maybe use a little bit more of the earth energy. I want a 6, maybe of Pentacles. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. I feel a strong connection with nature with you. Now I'm getting the impression that do you press flowers like in books or something, or like between two like heavy things? And I don't know if you frame them or if they're still in the books You know, you put the flowers in the book, you close the book, and then you just put the book back. I feel like a lot of these things, and like the seashells too, I think it has a nostalgic connection. And it kind of represents these things that you want to get back to doing. Because this is almost like returning to that pure kind of nature spirit. Just kind of getting back to those things that we just want to run and play in the woods, you know? And it's really what it kind of feels like to me. Let's look at the mystery card. Enough is enough. Here we go. Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords. Fire and air. This is something coming in very quickly. And really what I'm sensing is that this is kind of talking about the urgency here. This might be saying that, look, these swords are actually on their way down right now. So this might be something that is a lot more urgent than we thought, right? Because we kind of, you know, we had this, we're gonna cast the runes and all that stuff. Maybe we do need to kind of turn the burner up to, you know, to high for now to make that first step. And so with the Knight of Swords, I have this rush, right, of energy. So it seems like the first step has to be the strongest and quickest. You got to have just like ninja reflexes, right? For that first step, get out of the way. Then you can calm down and you can kind of figure things out again and continue moving forward. But this first step has to be quick, right? It's like something's coming down and you've got to really get out of the way immediately. And then we can kind of slow down and take our time and figure things out, right? Interesting. We're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around for that, click on the link that should be up in the corner. If not, there's one down in the video description. New readings for Virgo every Tuesday and Saturday, 6 a.m. Chicago time, but I'm here every day. Just come on back, see me tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know that you're okay. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.